Hello and welcome to National Focus. I'm your presenter, Mervin. Thank you for joining us. Our top stories. The first phase of the Dominica China Friendship Hospital officially opened last week. Dominica bade farewell to the cooperation team of Cuba, and a learning hub has been launched to enhance education at schools. Details of the headline stories and others coming up. Welcome back. The first phase of the Dominica China Friendship Hospital was officially opened on Friday, September 6 at the Lino Park in Goodwill. Prime Minister Honorable Roosevelt Skerrit and his wife Melissa cut the ribbon to formally mark the first phase of the over $40 million health facility open. Friday's ceremony was also attended by President of Dominica, His Excellency Charles Savre, Speaker of the House of Assembly, Honorable Alex Boyd Knight, members of Cabinet, Ambassador of the People's Republic of China, His Excellency Lu Kun, and members of Parliament. The Honorable Prime Minister says the new National Hospital is a part of a national development thrust initiated and developed by the ruling DLP administration.
With the soon-to-be completed hotels and housing complexes, Dominicans here and abroad will be able to boast of having the best hotels, public housing, and public health care in the entire English-speaking Caribbean.
The Prime Minister assured nationals that the new facility is a state-of-the-art modern hospital.
What you see now and will soon see when the other phases of construction are completed is a hospital that was meticulously designed to meet our foreseeable needs.
The Dominica China Friendship Hospital is expected to bring much relief to nationals.
There are many citizens in this country who do not have the means of accessing medical care overseas. And with this facility, you will have the ability to access it right here in Dominica.
The groundbreaking ceremony for the project was held on August 8, 2016, followed by the official commencement of work in October of that same year. The project was constructed on the site of the Princess Margaret Hospital. Honorable Skerrit used the opportunity to highlight some aspects of the first phase of the new facility.
The new Accident and Emergency Building is a state-of-the-art facility in which there is one operating theater, 14 observation beds, 4 doctors' clinics, 2 isolation rooms, and a crash resuscitation room, among many other modern amenities and services. Right beside it is an ultra-modern 3-floor medical technology wing that will be home to the imaging department on the first floor, with a new blood bank and a fully equipped lab facility on the second floor. On the first floor, Dominicans will gain access to the largest dialysis unit this country has ever had, as well as a new diagnostic department and ambulatory daycare unit.
The opening of the new National Hospital is testament of the commitment of the Honorable Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerrit to the island's health system and the friendship of the People's Republic of China.
We are blessed with a once-in-a-generation leader like Roosevelt Skerrit, who is engineering the socio-economic transformation we are now part of in this country. We are celebrating the opening of the best public hospital in the English-speaking Caribbean because of his vision and his ability to deliver to we the people. Without our Prime Minister's ability to see the bigger picture, this country would never have forged a friendship with the People's Republic of China.
Ambassador of the People's Republic of China, His Excellency Lu Kun, described the new hospital as a first-class facility.
We want to build this new hospital, the first-class hospital. We want to be the first-class equipment and the machines. These instruments and equipment is the most sophisticated. HIFU and MR, these are equipments at the same level in China, I should say. And also, we wanted the first-class management, just like proposed by Prime Minister Dr. Skerrit. We wanted professional management in the hospital. After we completion of the new hospital, we not like this. All the patients, the serious patients, will go to the Martinique, go to Guadeloupe. No, in the future, we hope the patients of other islands will go to Dominica.
We will bring you more details of Friday's opening ceremony of the first phase of the Dominica China Friendship Hospital in a subsequent newscast. In other news, the Ministry of Education, in collaboration with the Ministry of Information, Science, Telecommunications and Technology and Digicel, on Thursday launched the Learning Hub, a modern technology geared at improving the delivery of education in Dominica. The program will assist students and teachers to use modern technology for acquiring information and enable a more creative learning environment in the classrooms. The government of Dominica, after the passage of Hurricane Maria in 2017, is committed to building resilience in all aspects, even in the education system, by transforming the classrooms to digital classrooms. Minister for Education, Honorable Peter Seja, says times have changed and modern technology will play a vital role in shaping the economy. The minister welcomed the new initiative.
The Ministry of Education recognizes that technology is at the forefront of change. Technological innovations are driving progress the world over, and we can be certain that technology will play a key role in shaping our economy. This advanced mobile learning platform, with the primary purpose of allowing students to access primary and secondary school subject materials online, the Digicel Learning Hub is the ideal product for our schools. I note that its content is 100% Caribbean-based.
A permanent secretary in the Ministry of Education, Chandler Hyacinth, says partners are working with the Ministry of Education to increase technological use in the classrooms. She informed that next month a container with a supply of 1,000 Chromebooks will be on island.
I expected to get next month a container with some 1,000 refurbished Chromebooks, which will be distributed island-wide to our schools, as we seek to provide some of the technological resources needed to infuse technology in our classrooms. There's a particular Rotary Club out of Canada, the Loughbridge Rotary Club. They are working extensively with another NGO in Canada to provide us with computer equipment out of Canada.
PS Hyacinth says the various governments funding the rehabilitation of schools across the island will also provide technological assistance to the ministry.
Our rehabilitation project, sponsored by the Canadian government to rehabilitate some 5 schools, part of that project includes provision of technology, provision of computers, provision of other learning resources, other technology, so that we can expand the use of technology in our classrooms. In our rehabilitation at Salisbury, sponsored by the Indian government, part of that project includes provision of technological support for our schools. The University of the West Indies, after Hurricane Maria, did a fundraising drive, and they raised some $92,000 and donated this amount to the Ministry of Education. This was used to purchase computers, which were distributed to all our schools so that our students could do online CXC exams.
Meantime, Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Information, Science, Telecommunications and Technology, Reginald Severa, says the ministry is elated to work collaboratively with the Ministry of Education to see the furtherance of this program.
The Ministry of Information, Science, Telecommunications and Technology, as the custodian of the development and implementation of the digital network, is therefore very pleased to be associated with the Ministry of Education and Human Resource Development in the Learning Hub online, and this is a major achievement. It is the intention of the ministry during this academic year to continue this close collaborative relationship with the Ministry of Education, the Dominica State College, to extend these services to the entire educational establishment of Dominica through the implementation and deployment of satellite smart centers as extension to the services being offered at the Dominica State College.
In other news, the DUBLANC Fishing Group has donated over 200 pounds of fish to the Princess Margaret Hospital. Joanne Ambo of the DUBLANC Fishing Group says the donation is not the first of its kind from the group, and the group will continue on this journey of giving back.
The DUBLANC Fishing Group has been in existence for a very long time, and one of the major objectives of this group is to give back to our community and to Dominica by extension. It's not the first time we have been doing this. It has been going on for years. We have, do donations to the grotto homes, to schools, and we are continuing this journey of giving back to our communities.
Ambo thanked the parliamentary representative for the Collioure constituency, Honorable Lady Catherine Daniel, for supporting the group's mission and government support for the island's fishing sector.
The DUBLANC Fishing Group also want to say special thanks to the parliamentary representative for the Collioure constituency, who at the beginning started presenting donation to this group to help us develop and to grow. And so we are saying a special thank you to her and also to the Prime Minister, who also through our request has helped us in many ways so that we can make this industry grow. I know the importance of the fishing industry in Dominica and the interest that the government has in improving the lives of these young fishermen. Once again, we want to say thank you to the Prime Minister and the government of Dominica.
The store manager at the Princess Margaret Hospital, Gloria Bertrand, welcomed the donations.
On behalf of Princess Margaret Hospital staff, most of all the patients, I just want to say thank you to the DUBLANC Fishing Group. We always appreciate when we get such donations, and we just want to say thank you once again.
GIS News will bring you more in a subsequent newscast. You are watching National Focus. More when we return.
I want to thank the Minister of Tourism and his team for really coming on board on this project and supporting it. And once it is completed, like I said, you will see an enhanced trail.
Welcome back. Dominica has bid farewell to Cuban brigades which assisted Dominica in the aftermath of Hurricane Maria in 2017. A reception was hosted in honor of the Cuban cooperation workers on the 4th of September at the Windsor Park Sports Stadium. Families and occupations were left behind in Cuba to serve the Dominican nation. Prime Minister and Minister for Finance, Honorable Dr. Roosevelt Skerritt, thanked the Ambassador of Cuba and the Cuban cooperation workers for their hard work and commitment. He says that he will always stand in defense of the sovereignty of the Republic of Cuba.
Cuba has a right to self-determination, and we will continue to call on the United States government to remove this unjust blockade against the Cuban people and the great people of the Cuban Revolution. And we do so as a matter of principle. And as it is said, we can always negotiate words, but we must never negotiate principle. And we will, at the next nation's vote, we will also support you, Excellency, and the Cuban people.
Dominica and Cuba established diplomatic relations on the 18th of May 1996. Prime Minister says Dominica's relationship with Cuba and its people is indeed an unquestionable one.
We have always opposed sanctions on countries because sanctions only bring hardship to the ordinary men and women of countries. But notwithstanding the sanctions on the Cuban people, see what they have done to humanity. See the contribution they have made to the world, whether it's in liberating people, whether it's in healthcare, whether it's in agriculture. The Cuban people, in a very humble way, have contributed immensely to the world. And Cuba is not helping us and helping the world because they are a rich nation. They're helping us because it is within their spirit to reach out to sister nations like Dominica.
Honorable Skerritt reminds Cubans that they can count on him as he stands strongly with their revolution.
We will continue to call on the United States government to end the blockade against the good people of Cuba and allow Cuba to determine for itself what system of government it needs, what economic model it wants to pursue, and how it goes about collaborating with the rest of the world. Every other country is free to do so.
Meantime, Cuba's ambassador to Dominica has highlighted a few projects completed by his Cuban cooperation workers.
They have repaired 185 homes in 29 different locations in Dominica. They have rebuilt the roof of 14 state college buildings and the electricity connection of 6 of their buildings. They have also repaired the roof of 4 primary schools in addition to the reconstruction of the Salisbury School. They repaired the roof and painting the grandstand of the stadium that is in the botanical garden in the city. All of the above among many more results.
The Cuban ambassador says diplomatic relations between Cuba and Dominica will continue to be strengthened.
This year, 2018, marks an important event of relation between the two countries, the 14th anniversary of the establishment of the scholarship plan that Cuba grants to Dominican students, and thus has allowed more than 370 young people that graduate from this country. Several organizations here in Dominica, to which graduates in Cuba belong, are working to commemorate this day. In the field of the arts, we maintain our collaboration with a brigade of 28 professionals in that sector, with the possibility of continuing to grow. In education, new possibilities are explored so that there are conditions to continue increasing our relationships, including that of the constructive activity represented by the Cuban present here.
A beneficiary from the Cuban cooperation projects, Evelyn Dura of Petit Soufriere, also expressed her appreciation.
It gives me great pleasure to be in your presence with such special admiration. Among so many guests today, especially our Cuban friends who have done tremendous work since the passage of that deadly Hurricane Maria. I must say many thanks to them for doing the best they could in their ability to bring our beautiful country back together. May the good Lord bless all of them, all of you, and I pray that you all will have a safe trip back home. No matter what, we will always remember you all in your endeavors.
And as the Cuban cooperation workers prepared to journey back home, they were presented with a plaque and individual gift baskets as a demonstration of Dominica's appreciation. And finally, this news time, the Dominica Council on Aging wants nationals to recognize senior citizens as part of the community. Board member Yvonne Alexander applauded business establishments for creating special arrangements for senior citizens to accelerate their transactions.
I am concerned, and you should be concerned too, in terms of the type of services that are provided to older people. Older people are a vulnerable group, similar to children or the disabled. And sometimes the services that is meted out to them leaves much to be desired. I want to applaud the efforts, for instance, of the banks that have a line for senior citizens. That is supposed to allow a senior person to expedite whatever at the bank. Sometimes it does not always happen. But the thought is there, the line is there.
And that's all for this edition of National Focus. This newscast and other programs produced by GIS can be viewed on our GIS Dominica Facebook and YouTube channels. You can also drop us an email at gis@dominica.gov.dm. From all of us here on the GIS News Production team, I'm Mervin. Thank you for watching.